What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. So guys, as promised, we talked about a brand new showcase video for Final Showdown. A lot of people are having problems with this. I personally forgot to change my team this time around, so I got my butt whooped. But I want to talk about not just the teams that you want to build to be successful, but I actually want to talk about the actual success to PvP in general. Okay, and you guys have probably heard me talk about this quite a few times in the past. And it's something I believe that needs to be re-mentioned because a lot of people are having problems with understanding how this works. So let's talk a little bit about the king of PvP, and that is going to be speed. So speed is something that I get questions on every single day. The main question usually is, hey, I have the same team as somebody else. Why does somebody else's Bizang go before me? Okay, so real quick, as you guys are aware, Bizang has a passive here at level 4. When you hit, I believe, 221 or something, he unlocks this. When the battle begins, the fighter gains 50 speed for 8 seconds, right? So if we go to his bio real quick, right? I could have just gone to my character, but I don't know why I'm doing this way, but here we are. You can see his max speed is 116. You add in the 50, it gives him 166, right? So 166 is going to be his base speed for 8 seconds when the battle begins. So keep that in mind. Now, most of you, if you are doing it correctly, are going to be running Fast Chant on your character for PvP. So Fast Chant here is going to actually give you a little bit more of speed. Okay, so let's just replace this. I had this on them randomly because I was testing something, but if you put this on, and remember, when you are fighting bosses and using a character, don't forget during Showdown to switch your fighting souls. And I can make a brand new fighting soul guide if that's necessary. So this here will give him an extra 13 speed. So 166 plus 13 puts him at 179 for 8 seconds, right? After he loses that 50 speed, he becomes a slow-ass unit. Keep that in mind. Now, he has other skills, obviously, that will give him an advantage to the battle for speed, but this is the main point. So what does this mean? So a lot of you guys are noticing a few things. So number one, he doesn't have speed bonus in his fighting spirit. So don't worry about that. That's not affecting it. His bond here also, if you look around, does not have a speed bonus. So a lot of you guys are asking the same question. Why is there a Bizang that's faster than mine when we're all the same? Well, the clear answer is most likely your Fast Chant guys. So a lot of you guys have 3-star Fast Chant, maybe 2-star, maybe 1-star. Some of you have 4, and you're fighting people with 5-star Fast Chants. And because they have 5-star, the actual increase in speed is only 2 points, but it's enough to put that unit ahead. Keep that in mind. That's most likely what is happening, because if you look at gear, right, gear itself doesn't provide you speed either. If you go back here, and if you look at let's go to it first. Fighting Heart that he's a part of, right? Balance. It doesn't have speed in here either, right? If you look at the Fighting Heart in general, it doesn't have speed. None of these here, I believe, if I recall, have speed as a actual stat. There you go. So none of them have speed as a stat. Now, that's most likely what's happening. Now, case number 2, other units that are faster than Bizang, right? Keep in mind, there are some units, for example, Yun, which I've been mentioning a lot lately. Well, let's go find him first. Let's go here. Where is he? There he is. If you look at his speed, he's at 150. If you add Fast Chant on there, right? Let's put Fast Chant here. Where are you? Oops, wrong thing. I'm the resonance instead. Change Fast Chant. Let's take Elena's out for a sec. He's now at, come on, loading, 163. Okay? Now, if you don't know this, his cars give him 6 speed. Right there, 6 and 6. If you get the other 2 cars here that also give 6 and 6, that gives an additional 12. If you look at his speed, he's faster than Bizang. Right? So it's important to note that there are characters out there that are actually faster than Bizang. So the key to most of your successful wins in Final Showdown is having a key component of a fast unit in there, and every fast unit you want to put Fast Chant so you have that fast advantage over the opponent, because if you attack first with a combo, you're more likely to win than if you attack second. Okay, so main characters with fast speed: Yun, Bizang, and Vega. Sometimes it's even worthwhile to note that Vega is even good in there just for his speed, even if you have him as an A, because you can look at his speed at 173 with fast chant, he's really, really fast, okay? And if you look here, his FS actually does give him speed, same with Yun, okay? They both have speed in their FS. So it's very important to note that that it's one of those things where you need to have them in your main team, not in tag. If they're in tag, you're not going to get that speed bonus. So they have to be part of your main team. A lot of you are making the mistake of putting them in tag. You're not getting the bonus, right, of that speed. So speed is number one, okay? Number one. Number two, so I'm on number two. You want a bruiser in your team. So what does that mean? Bison isn't always going to cut it. You want some Sagats, you want some Zangiefs, you want some E-Hondas, you want some Abels. They are pretty much a necessity to win high level showdowns. If you don't have them, guys, you're most likely not going to win. Okay, so Abel is a great example of a unit that can be used as an assist or a main unit tank in front of the line. So Abel, Zangief are two stellar units as tanks to soak in damage specifically for PvP. If you have Zangief with 6 cars, you're ahead of the game. Most people that you'll be fighting are going to use Bison. You want to somehow map them up to a Bison team and have Zangief just destroy Bison for you. Fairly straightforward to do. So you want to definitely have Bruiser. So Bison, Sagat, Abel, Zangief, and Honda. Okay, those are your main 5 bruisers in your team, or quote-unquote tanks, if you want to call them even, that will survive, take hits, give you a lot of utility, and also give back some punishment to the opponent. So they're a necessity, okay? Now, the support. Rose, Elena, S. Yang are going to be your main 3 supports, okay? You want them in tag. With Rose, you actually want her in your main lineup. Those 3 are going to help you survive, get massive buffs when you need them, and also give you a lot of utility. So Yang gives you damage up, effect accuracy up, a shield and a heal. Elena will give you heal, a heal over time. If you have her FS 30, she'll do battle dance. If you have her C2, she'll give you damage reduction, right? If you have her car, she'll give you damage reduction, sorry. So if you're slower, having her cars is actually pretty useful, especially 6 of 6, because you'll survive that attack. With Rose, you get yourself 4 different various buffs stacked up to 4 times, and you can also get yourself proficiency of 100% on those buffs, plus she's a great damage dealer and an off healer. So you get the total package with Rose, so you definitely want to have her in there as those 3. Now, S Poison is good still. I don't recommend her in Final Showdown. Too much of a liability because those stacks of buffs aren't really going to help your bruisers do more damage. You don't really need that. You need to survive and outplay, right? So that's going to be. And then the last thing you need to have, guys, is a main damage dealer. Now, main damage dealers will always consist of the following units. Asabuki, you can use, so anyone with cleave essentially, or a back row assassin. Sea Viper, Guile's decent in PvP. I still don't recommend him. OG Chun-Li's really good in PvP. Fashion Blanca in PvP. And you guys can look at the PvP tier list for more of those units, right? So Dalsim is actually pretty decent in PvP. Unfortunately, he's a little squishy though, so you definitely want to have him protected as much as possible. Gen is decent for PvP. Jury's actually decent for PvP. Of course, if you have MH Ken, he'll work really well in PvP. So there's a lot of DPS options, but you always want to have your main team comprised of a speed character, which I mentioned, the 3 main ones. You want, and with fast chant, you want to have your main DPS, 1 bruiser or tank, and you want to have a support. Now, as for assists, it's up to you. If you want to go with a massive bruiser team, you go with assists that give you more damage soaking. So, for example, E-Honda on someone like Abel, or on someone on like Zangief would be great because he does 8% damage reduction as an assist, right? If you want to do more DPS with a little bit more utility, you put Mayor Cody on your DPS, so he gets the 15% dual bonus on the person in the front. You want more crit, you put Chun-Li on there, right? So assist-wise, it's all going to be based on how you want to run your team. If you want a more tanky team, then you put tanky assist. If you want more of a damage-dealing team, you put damage-dealing assist, okay? So think of that logic and build your team from there. Not every team I make for you, this is why I'm not making teams for you, is going to work, because everyone has a counter and everyone runs their teams differently, right? So use the logic I gave. So speed number 1, bruiser number 2, DPS, support number 3, DPS number 4. Okay, those are the main 4 things, and then assist, building on how you want to do it. on that. Okay, so you can see here, I'll show you guys my failed team. Unfortunately, again, I didn't have a chance to change it. I didn't log in on time, so I apologize to not be able to show you a successful run. But I lost for the first round ever in my first time ever. So shout out to whoever beat me. Who was it actually that beat me? Let's go top 30 qualifier. Was it? Yeah. Look, I lost to TKG. Never even seen the guy before. So anyways, I lost here. I don't even think, can I see my matchup? Oh yeah, I can. Here, like look at the team that I used. It was an accident. This team was set up specifically for somebody else. I messed up. So I lost here because I believe Bizang went first. I don't have all of Yun's cars, so this was just unfortunately a speed issue. So speed outbeat my speed. Simple fact there. There's nothing here that could have been done. Whoever got that speed there would have won that fight. It would have been me or him. He got speed over me. Again, my Yun is not ready for it. But when you fight other opponents, you may get away with, for example, if Yun was here, I would have got the first attack and I would have won this battle for sure. So it's just a matter of luck, right? So this speed outbeat me. This speed outbeat. Actually, I don't think this speed outbeat me. I think it was just Akuma that just killed my Vega really fast. Akuma's just insane in PvP, right? I don't have Akuma on this account. I have him on my free to play, and I tell you, he dominates there, right? And my third team, unfortunately, was my Bison team, which is my most powerful team, and I put that one away always as third. I forgot to put it back as first, which I normally run, or second, just to give myself a qualifier chance, and I messed that up. So that was my fault completely, but that's essentially how you want to build a team. Now, T-Cammy's here for a reason. I was trying to test her on a Zangief team, not Zangief team, and enable another tank team to see if she would melt the tank quick enough. But if you can see here, she did do decent damage, but Akuma just destroyed me. And that's why I mentioned Viper and Akuma there for you guys to use as DPS, because they're really, really good. I just don't have Akuma on my main account. So this was the first time I've ever lost in a qualifier. So shout out to TKG. That was an incredible setup for lineup for them. And then, of course, you can see here, Group 2's going. And they've got a few. So Prince Lucifer usually ends up winning everything here. He's I think, the top whale in our battle zone. And unfortunately, I just didn't qualify this time to the semifinals or finals like I normally do. All right, guys. Anyways, this is Payne. I hope the video helped you out. Think of the concepts. That's how it works. Good luck to everybody, and I hope you guys win the next one with the setup that I provided, at least in terms of setting up your teams on the logic and the theory crafting that you guys have now as practice. All right, guys. We'll talk to you in the next one.